Wimbledon 2025. Sinner dismantles ailing Djokovic to set up Wimbledon final against Alcaraz. When Novak Djokovic strode onto center court for a second contest with Jannik Sinner in barely over a month, the narrative had long been set. This was surely one of the 24-time Grand Slam champion's last chances for a potential major victory, a challenge that will only become more difficult as he ages even further away from his physical peak while Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz move closer to their own. For the ensuing 2 hours on court, Sinner made it clear just how punishing that challenge already is as he completely dismantled a weakened Djokovic, the sixth seed, with his nuclear weight of shot and unimpeachable defense as he reached the Wimbledon final for the first time in his career with a dominant 6-3, 6-3, 6-4 win. A month after suffering the most devastating loss of his career, holding triple championship point against Alcaraz in the French Open final before losing in 5 crushing sets, Sinner has shown off his mental fortitude and resilience by picking himself back up and immediately making his way through to yet another final. Sinner, the world number 1, will have a chance to avenge that defeat at the earliest possible moment as he faces Alcaraz once again after the Spaniard defeated Taylor Fritz 6-4, 5-7, 6-3, 7-6-6. As their combined grip on men's tennis continues to strengthen, Alcaraz and Sinner will be the second pair of players in the Open era to contest the men's finals at the French Open and Wimbledon in back-to-back years, which Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer achieved for 3 consecutive years between 2006 and 2008. Sinner also extends his run of dominance over Djokovic to 5 straight wins, and he has not lost to the 24-time Grand Slam champion since 2023. He is the 6th player in the Open era to reach 4 consecutive men's singles Grand Slam finals, joining a distinguished list of all-time greats: Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Andre Agassi and Rod Laver. Every new Grand Slam tournament underlines his desperation to become a legend of the game in his own right. Before the match, Djokovic said he felt confident about his tennis level after their tight 3-set match in the French Open semi-finals. At 38 years old, his physical preparedness for a best-of-5-set battle with the number 1 was less certain. While Sinner's bandaged elbow looked in great shape after his freakish 4th-round match against Grigor Dimitrov, Djokovic had skipped practice on Thursday after suffering a heavy fall on match point in his quarter-final win against Flavio Cavalli. It was Sinner who burst into the match performing at a supreme level from the beginning, and at 1-1, he put together a brilliant return game to break Djokovic's serve. Sinner looked impenetrable throughout the first hour, covering every inch of the worn grass with his perfectly timed open stance slide, able to eviscerate the ball and force himself onto attack from either ground stroke and any part of the court. He served spectacularly, too, completely shutting Djokovic out of his service game. Between his unparalleled weight of shot off both wings, robbing time away from his opponents, and the difficulty of consistently putting the ball past him, the effect of Sinner's game on his opponents is total suffocation. From his slow start, Djokovic's hopes further cascaded. As he futilely attempted to wrestle control of the exchanges, he found himself overhitting in a futile attempt to take back control of the baseline. In stark contrast to Sinner's spectacular court coverage, Djokovic's movement was labored in the corners and his facial expressions ranged between misery and frustration. By 0-3 in set 2, his serve completely under attack, Djokovic began to serve and volley on practically every other point. Although he pieced together 3 more holds, the Serb completely ceding the baseline only served to further illustrate his woes. Down 2 sets in barely over an hour, Djokovic received a medical timeout for his left leg and inner thigh. At the start of the new set, the momentum briefly shifted as Sinner completely lost control of his forehand and cheaply handed over his service game. Djokovic, the master at seizing momentum, immediately took control and established a 3-0 lead, but it did not last. As Sinner found his range and Djokovic's physical struggles became increasingly apparent, the Italian powered through 6 of the final 7 games to close out an emphatic win.